Welcome back to the Aldinga Sharks. To the teams, and Port Adelaide has named ruckman Matthew Lobbe to play in the top of the table clash with Hawthorn. Tom Rehn joins me, and Tommy, the Power have named a pretty settled lineup.
Yeah, they certainly have, Tredrea, as you alluded to. Lobbe in for Brent Renoff, so they're just about at full strength. They are flying, and already people are saying they can win the flag. It's incredible. We've only played 8 games for the season, but Chad Wingard, he was asked that question today about the possibility of a flag.
Well, some guys come in the league and win it their first year. Some guys play 13 years and don't get a sniff. So we're lucky enough to, I suppose, be in a position where we are at the top of the ladder. But again, we're not going to think about, obviously, the flag right now. We're going to think about Hawthorn and learn as much as we can from this week and try and get on top of them, because it's another step towards what we're all striving to get.
Wingard hasn't played in a winning side against the Hawks, but still would rather meet them at full strength.
Me personally, yes. I think we've played a few teams that haven't had their, I suppose, best side, but you want to play everyone's best side each week, especially Hawks, who are one of the best teams in, I suppose, AFL right now, and we want to be tested early rather than going to the finals and not being really tested.
Well, Traders, let's go through the Hawthorn ins and outs now. They've got some ins there. They've got Hodgeback, Sewell, Shields and Segler, but have a look at the outs. Roughhead, Gibson, Rioli and Chaney. Gee, they're missing some players.
They are some big players, the big names out, and Shane Crawford rejoins us. If there's a guy who knows about Hawthorn, it's you.
Yes.
And have they got the depth to come up against Port? Because we mentioned those names, that's not ideal.
Not ideal, but they've got a lot of good young kids. They'll be hard at the footy. Sewell back in's very important. They'll certainly be right there. I know Port are flying. They're airborne at the moment, and we're loving it, even people who barrack for other teams. But, I'm sure the Hawks will put up a good show, and they'll be right in the match.
Crawf, my turn now. Are Port Adelaide the biggest threat for Hawthorn going back-to-back, or is it Sydney and Geelong?
Oh, definitely Port Adelaide, you'd have to say. The form is unbelievable. They're running machines. They're playing with such confidence. They've got some great young talent, and they're managed and coached extremely well. So, you'd have to say that they're the ones who are the leaders at the moment in the industry. All
right, stick around, Crawf. We want to get your tips in a minute, but let's go to Carlton and Adelaide now, Treaders. And for the Crows, just the 3 ins at this stage for them. So they've got Otten, Grigg and Lyons back in the side. No outs at this stage. We'll go to the Blues now as well. And they've got some big names back, Waite and Karat. So Robinson's out for them. The one I want to ask you about, though, Crawf, is Bryce Gibbs. He looks set to sign a long-term deal with the Blues, 4 or 5 years. Should they have used him as trade bait, or is it the right move to get him?
Well, I know that Port Adelaide would love him. I know the Adelaide Crows would love him. But
yes, he's a SA boy.
He's in very good form for the Blues. He's actually playing really well, and they need to certainly hold on to him. So they're doing everything they can to make sure that he doesn't leave, and he's a wonderful young kid, and you'd love him at your football club.
Treaders, time to get us your 6 winners.
Well, I think Port will beat the Hawks. I think Adelaide will beat Carlton. Eddie Betts will kick a bag.
Crawf, are you happy with that?
Do you know what? I think you're getting ahead of yourself. Hawks are the premiers of last year, and let's not kid ourselves. Yeah, they're up against it, and that's why I'm going to pick Port Adelaide to win.
All right, thanks, Crawf. Thanks, Rennie. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Cheers.